speak, ladies and gentlemen. Let us all welcome Neville Bharucha.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I know that everyone is a little sad today because it's the last day of the conference, so I'm going to keep it as short as possible, also for the fear that that gives me less chance to mess up. So, my name is Neville Bharucha. I'm 27 years old. I started doing improv when my bodybuilding career went south. I'm fine. Can you all hear me? Oh, no. The bodybuilding joke would have been better now, but okay. So I'm from Mumbai, India, and I have a full-time job which is at a digital marketing organization, and I'm the head of content over there. And over time, I've slowly gone into the training and development role. Along with that, I also teach at university. I teach creative writing. And I've started teaching young children creative writing also, which is really, really good. So just a show of hands, how many of you all here have problems at the workplace? Okay. Now, how many of you all here are called in as facilitators to solve various problems in a workplace? Whew. That was close. So, that is where a lot of us come in. Now, how many of you all believe that all these problems can be solved using improv? All of us, yes. That's because we're improvisers. And we believe anything can be solved using improv, which is true. But now, that's the reason why we're here also. Yeah, so now, while we understand that principle, and it's absolutely obvious to us, it's not to people who don't know improv and who don't do improv. And for everyone, improv is comedy. Oh, I've seen Whose Line Is It Anyway? Ryan Stiles is great. But that's not what we want to get at. So what I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to talk about how to start solving problems in the workplace using the principles of improv. The first thing, very simple. I'm from Mumbai, India, and in India, improv is just started getting steam. People don't really know about it, and it's only used for comedy. There must be about 5, 6 groups maximum who do improv in all of India. So using improv at work is something which is completely new. So we need to get them to be open to the idea of putting improv into their workplace. It's not comedy. It's not just comedy. Business is no laughing matter. We're not going to use comedy to solve your problems. We're going to use the principles that improv is based on to solve these problems. The first question that I always get is, I can't do it. I'm not funny. I have stage fright. I can't talk. That's fine. We don't want anyone to do that. What I've noticed when in a creative agency, we have a lot of brainstorms. So a lot of brainstorms, we say, okay, why don't we do this idea? No, we can't do it. The client won't like it. Why don't we do this idea? No, we can't do that. We did something similar 1 year back. There's always a lot of no. So what I start doing is, okay, hang on. Let's come up with a way to solve a problem. The only rule is we can't say no. We have to then accept someone else's idea and then just build on with our own idea. So slowly, you can go around as many times in the circle as you want. And before you know it, you'll have a solution. And that's when you stop them and say, okay, great, that is improv. That is yes and that is the first thing that improv is based on. So the second they do that, they're like, oh, okay, we can do this. What else? So that's how we are going to figure out how they can use the principles of improv. The next thing, very, very important, we need to break down the walls. A lot of people have fear of speaking, of sharing. We need to break those walls down. It's a safe space. Everyone's here to learn. and everyone's here to learn from each other. So the first thing that we need to do is celebrate achievement. What I do is I have someone enter the circle, and I want everyone around them to say one good thing about them and one strength that they have. That goes very well, because the second someone gets out of that circle, they feel great. They realize that they have strengths that they didn't even know that people noticed. Then, in improv, we celebrate victory and we celebrate failure. In a business, if you celebrate failure, you're probably going to end up home alone on your couch celebrating it alone. Which is why we don't want to celebrate failure in the workplace. We want to celebrate the acknowledgement of failure. So if you're in a circle and you stand up and say, okay, I made a mistake. We're clapping not because of the mistake you made, God no. We're clapping because you actually acknowledge the mistake. Now, I start with saying, you can tell us how much ever you're comfortable with. So whether you say, I left my computer on last week, that's fine. Or you can say, yeah, I fudged the numbers in last year's quarter, so we're not really making money. That's not fine, but that's still okay. So you can share how much ever you want to do. So then that encourages people to share how much ever they want to do. And that automatically creates an open environment. The next thing, very, very simple. What we need to do, saying it's what the main focus of today, I don't know about your industry. You know about your industry. I know about people, I know about tools, and I can help you get that knowledge out. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to share this knowledge with each other. Yeah? One more thing, you have to keep them open to learning. Barring this conference, can anyone tell me when was the last time they learned something? Barring, not including this conference. Yeah. There's a trick question.
We can't remember anything from before this conference.
Exactly. Then, before this conference, when was the last time you had fun? It's a lot easier to remember the last time you had fun as opposed to the last time you learned something. So tip for us improvisers, always make your sessions as enjoyable as you can, because that increases the recall value. If you have high recall value of the knowledge you're imparting, you will be called back for a second session, which is very important to us because then we make money. And if we make money, we can keep coming for conferences every year. The most important step, which I'm going to demonstrate today, is sharing. A lot of companies have a lot of people. Some of them are most of them are very talented. Very, very talented. The problem is the companies are so big that they don't communicate with each other. So something that this person might have figured out 6 months ago might be something that this person is just trying to figure out now. And he will be going through the same steps that she did and facing the same problems that she did, but he doesn't know that she did this. So there's no sharing of knowledge. And when you encourage a forum that shares knowledge, automatically people learn from each other. Yeah? So what I'm going to do, how much time do we have left?
6 minutes, 32 seconds.
Fantastic. So we have 3 minutes. I want everyone to stand up and find someone new. Ask them to tell you a game that they have learned in the last weekend and share the knowledge with each other. Any game, once you're done with one person, go find another one. Share as many games as you can in 3 minutes starting now. Are we done?
No, I don't know, mate. It's stopped.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Your 3 minutes are up. Please find your seat. Okay, everyone, we can continue this lovely game sharing exercise in the break. Thank you. So I trust that a lot of us learned a few new games. How many of you all here learned 4 games right now? How many of you all learned 3 games? 2? We've covered 1% of the number of games that are there in this conference. If everyone is good at 1 game, if you know 2, that's 1%. So I would urge you to use the last lunch break, share your knowledge with each other, do it in such a way that we can help each other, and once that's done, we can be in a better place to solve a lot of other problems at the workplace. I came here with an objective of getting 100 new games. Some people, I've got only about 40 right now. So if y'all can find me over lunch, and don't be shocked when I just come up to you and say, hey, give me a game right now, please. So please help me hit my goal of 100. If we do these 3 things, automatically we make people more open to us, people more receptive to us, and then once we do a few of these games, they see that, okay, this works, let's put our all into this, and let's do this. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Neville Bharucha.